Everyone, I'm bracing the -15-degree weather and going out book thrifting, and I thought I would bring you guys along just because I haven't done like a book shopping video, I don't think ever, and this is just like a spot I've been meaning to go to for a really long time. Like literally I found it like 7 months ago and I just like never went. So I've been wanting to go. Poor planning on my part that I'm going when it's the dead of winter, but I've just been meaning to check it out and I had some time today, so I thought I would go. But I'm not excited. Like, I'm excited for the book shopping, but I'm not excited for the cold. Like, if you guys have not experienced a New York City winter, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. You simply would not get it. But it's a different type of pain, and I don't know how all of us New Yorkers we forget it gets this cold. But yeah, I'm also gonna take the bus. I haven't taken the bus in like so long. Like, the bus works so badly, so I never take the bus. I always take the train. But the bus is like a direct route. But yeah, got my coat, got my bag, the earmuffs, the scarf. Wait, what happened to the scarf? Okay. Now it looks like I have no neck. Okay, let's go. And let's see if I can find any books. Bro, my nose always runs when I'm out, but it's so like industrial here. It's like there's so many trucks and like cranes and stuff. Like it's like a flooring place. It's actually very much not for pedestrians. I almost got squished, but review of the place. It was really nice, really big. They had a whole bunch of things. It wasn't just books, but they definitely did have the biggest book section I've ever seen in a thrift store. Like a lot of books, but most of them were very old and most of them were non-fiction or like history books, which yeah, I did find one book that I literally just found out about a couple days ago. I was watching like a YouTuber do like her favorite books of 2024, and I was interested in it, and I literally found it in like tip-top condition, so I'll show you guys that. But yeah, overall it's nice. I don't know like how often I would return, just because the book section, like I was hoping for more like fantasy and sci-fi books, but they really did not have a big fantasy sci-fi collection, so that was kind of a bummer. Also, the books are not like the cheapest. Like at the Goodwill they're like 99 cents, but here I'm pretty sure each book was like $3, so yeah. Okay, before the sun goes down completely, let's do the little book haul. So I ended up getting 5 books, and the main one is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Now, I've been meaning to read this one for a really long time. I think it was actually on my TBR for like March or April or something, and I ended up finding a really great copy. Like, this is in really fantastic condition, and it has this kind of like pages that are like old paper, you know? So yeah, this is in really good condition, and it has this cover. It's not my preferred cover. I'll put it up here, but just like the other version, I think it's like the 50th anniversary or something. But honestly, I couldn't pass it up. It's probably one of the best conditions I've ever seen a book at a thrift store, so yeah. 2 more classics I got are both by Edith Wharton. We've got Summer by Edith Wharton, which is in like this kind of like paperback, and then the Penguin Classics of the Custom of the County or Country? Customs of the Country. So I already own, I own another Edith Wharton book, and this has been on my TBR for a while, and then I saw this one and I read the back, and I was actually really intrigued by the back. It's basically like New Money Americans, which I think the other book I have from her is also kind of like New Money. I don't know, I love reading about spoiled, uptight little rich gals. Hopefully this is a good read. I'm excited about this one. And then Summer, I forget what it's about, but I remember wanting to read it last summer, gonna read it this summer. And the story of proud and independent Charity Royale, a child of mountain moonshiners adopted by a family in a poor New England town. I don't know much about Edith Wharton, but all her books are set in like New England and then New York, so I think she was probably from around there. Okay, and then I found The Kite Runner, which I've read most of A Thousand Splendid Suns. I need to actually finish it up because I have recommended it before, but I found The Kite Runner, and The Kite Runner I think is Khalid Hosseini's first book, and it won like so many prizes, and it's the book that really put Khalid Hosseini on the map, you know, and I really adored his writing in A Thousand Splendid Suns, so I'm sure it's fantastic in The Kite Runner too. It tells a story of fierce cruelty and fierce yet redeeming love. Both transform the life of Amir, Khalid Hosseini's privileged young narrator who comes of age during the last peaceful days of the monarchy just before his country's revolution and its invasion by Russian forces. But political events, even as dramatic as the ones that are presented in The Kite Runner, are only a part of this story. In The Kite Runner, Khalid Hosseini gives us a vivid and engaging story that reminds us how long his people have been struggling to triumph over the forces of violence, forces that continue to threaten them even today. Russia has colonized a lot of countries, so I'm not certain which one it is, but okay. It's Afghanistan. Okay, so I think his other book, A Thousand Splendid Suns, was also set in Afghanistan, so Khalid Hosseini is clearly Afghani, and he's written about that experience. And yes, there are quite a few damages, but honestly, I don't really care. Like, as long as I can read the pages, it's fine. And then the last book, probably the book I'm most excited about, is Recursion by Blake Crouch. He's the author that wrote Dark Matter, which a lot of like booktubers were talking about last year. And the story about this, I mean, I kind of explained it I think in an earlier clip, but I saw this book in a wrap-up from a YouTuber I watch, and she really loved this. I think she read both Dark Matter and this one, and she said that Dark Matter was great, but this one was absolutely incredible, made her top 10, and she talked about it, which I think it's kind of like a sci-fi. So at first it looks like a disease, an epidemic that spreads through no known means, driving its victims mad with memories of a life they never lived. But the force that's sweeping the world is no pathogen. It's just the first shockwave unleashed by a stunning discovery, and what's in jeopardy is not our minds, but the very fabric of time itself. In New York City, Detective Barry Sutton is closing in on the truth, and in a remote laboratory, neuroscientist Helena Smith is unaware that she alone holds the key to this mystery and the tools for fighting back. Together, Barry and Helena will have to confront their enemy before they and the world are trapped in a loop of ever-growing chaos. Wow, it's set in New York City. I didn't know it was set in New York City. I always love books set in New York City because obviously as a New Yorker, I like to read about my home. But yeah, I guess this seems to be like a sci-fi mystery. I think Dark Matter was also kind of sci-fi mystery. Don't quote me on it, but yeah, I was just so shocked to find this here. I don't think it's a recent release. Probably in the 2020s, but like not recent, you know? It's the 2020 version. So yeah, it's not that new of a book, but I don't know, I was definitely not anticipating this to be the book out of all the books on my TBR for me to find, you know? Because I literally just added it to my TBR like 5 days ago. Anyways, I also found The Red Rising, the first book, or I think it's just called Red Rising. I was like debating if I wanted to pick it up or not. I ended up not picking it up just because I read the first page and like the back, and I don't think the writing style is for me. It felt a little bit simple, and I don't know. It felt just too simple, not the prose I'm into, so I put it back. And also I'm in the middle of so many series, and I do own quite a few like book ones of a lot of series, and I didn't want to buy like another start of a series. So yeah, I put that one down, and then I was looking definitely for some for some James Baldwin's books, because I'm on the hunt to collect all his books and read all of his books, but unfortunately I couldn't find any. And then also, what other books? You guys would have seen the clip, but I found the sequel to a book I really want to read, but both of them are on Kindle Unlimited, so I was like, it's okay, I don't need to buy the book. But I also forgot to say that I found Carmilla, but I really didn't like the cover of this version, so I didn't purchase it, but I so wish they had had another cover. I was a little disappointed by the lack of sci-fi and fantasy. They had a whole lot of nonfiction, and I'm not currently in the nonfiction mood, so I did look through quite a few, but I didn't obviously purchase any, but I am happy with my purchases. If you guys have read any of these books, definitely let me know. I'm really intrigued to read them and see what they're all about. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I was gonna say don't forget, but consider liking and subscribing. I would really appreciate it. It would really help my account or my channel. So yes, and that's about it. Okay, I'll see you next week.